Oh my God, the misogyny on the internet! Blake Lively, how are you dealing?
Very sloppy work from Blake Lively's lawyers, I have to say.
Blake Lively just shattered under pressure after top Hollywood insiders exposed the dark engine behind her entire PR machine, built on stolen data, manufactured narratives, and a defamation blueprint allegedly drafted by Ryan Reynolds himself.
Meanwhile, let's ignore the fact that it's actually her husband who's doing all this with a power trip.
Now, she's weaponizing lawsuits, firing off subpoenas, and leaning hard on her A-list status to silence backlash and manipulate public sympathy.
Well-placed insider. He told Blake, stop defending yourself and start fighting back.
And here we are. Blake Lively, once the flawless face of Hollywood charm and Pinterest perfect couple goals, is unraveling. Not because it ends with us tanked, but because the truth about her off-screen manipulation finally caught up. The glossy Instagram life? Fake. The quirky banter with Ryan? Scripted. Now the illusion is cracking, the lawsuits are piling, and over $40 million has already gone up in PR smoke.
Saying, if you don't believe Blake Lively, you're anti-feminist. If you don't believe Blake Lively, you're anti-women, and you are a woman hater and a misogynist.
Yes, Blake Lively is knee-deep in lawsuits that are dragging her through every grimy corner of Hollywood. And no, this isn't tabloid gossip. We're talking official court filings, insider leaks, subpoena dumps, and major headlines from real outlets. This isn't just a scandal, it's a full-on career detonation. And somehow, she lit the fuse herself.
That gives me kind of hope that a lot of people are seeing through this whole scam that they're doing right now, trying to convince people that there was SH on the set and that there was actually a smear campaign.
Let's be real, her reputation is toast. The down-to-earth fashion darling image? Gone. What's left is an actress bulldozing scripts on set, pulling ego trips so extreme they'd make 2007-era Lindsay Lohan look chill. And it's not just rumors anymore. Crew members, producers, even former collaborators are publicly calling Blake and Ryan flat-out horrible to work with. Not demanding. Not difficult. Horrible.
Horrible person. Both of them are horrible to work with. And I was like, wow, she said that in front of a lot of people. And I was like, wow. And then my colleague was like, wow, we didn't know that because he's always been so nice to journalists.
And yes, that includes Ryan Reynolds, the guy who built an empire on being the charming, self-deprecating nice guy. Turns out, it was all an act. Insiders at Sony, the very studio that greenlit his projects, are now calling him arrogant and manipulative. One rep didn't even sugarcoat it. Their exact words? He's horrible too. Let that sink in. Sony, a studio that babysits divas for a living, publicly trashing him. That's how toxic it's gotten.
Ryan is a nice guy, you know, that's what we thought. I did not know that people in the industry did not like him.
And Blake? She's worse. Reports say she hijacked It Ends With Us, rewriting scenes, ignoring creative input, and treating the production like her personal vanity project. And this isn't just speculation anymore, it's the industry consensus. Insiders have stopped pretending. The PR illusion has shattered, and what's left isn't some misunderstood starlet. It's someone who bulldozed her own film, then tried to lawyer her way out of the fallout.
And the Sony rep said, at least she's not as bad as Blake Lively. And then my colleague said, it's so weird that Ryan Reynolds is married to her. What does he see in her? She's so horrible. And then the Sony rep said, he's horrible too. He's a horrible person.
Then came the PR meltdown, or more accurately, the $40 million panic spiral. That's how much her team has already spent trying to bury this mess. Not on legal defense. Not on real evidence. Just pure desperation, media suppression, fake positivity. Crisis consultants, obsessive image rehab. And for what? It's still crashing, and the spark that lit this entire fire? A few people said she was unlikable. Not abusive. Not dangerous. Just unlikable. And somehow, in Blake's world, that was grounds for a defamation lawsuit. The same woman who branded herself as relatable and real now can't handle a bit of honest criticism. Worse, she dragged Ryan Reynolds into it again. Instead of backing off, he allegedly took over the PR war himself. Sources say he's been storyboarding smear campaigns like this is another Deadpool sequel, pushing conspiracy theories like their plot points. The only problem? No one's laughing. No one's buying it. And the audience has left the theater. Now comes the real show, her deposition, scheduled for July 17th. No red carpet. No glam team. No Ryan feeding her punchlines. Just Blake, a lawyer. And a stack of hard questions she can't rewrite. So no, this isn't about a movie flop. It's not about trolls. And it's definitely not about misogyny. This is what happens when a celebrity tries to weaponize fame, manipulate public opinion, and bully the world into liking her. But the mask is slipping. The script is falling apart. And this might just be the one performance Blake Lively can't control.
Interviewing a feminist YouTuber called Ofidoki, who I spoke about here on my channel before.
Steve Sawitz used to be that rare billionaire people actually respected. Quiet. Humble. Flies coach. Drives a Prius. Gives like it's his job. No yachts, no clout chasing, no media games, just real philanthropy. His Wayfarer Foundation funneled over $60 million into women's shelters, minority education, and spiritual wellness programs. But thanks to Blake Lively's legal meltdown, he's now collateral damage in a war he had nothing to do with, except that her ego made him a target, and the fallout? Not just bad press. Her lawsuit caused his entire philanthropic operation to collapse. The guy built an empire of giving, and one Hollywood tantrum took it down.
It's mostly what she does, calling out other women that don't agree with her, that never had a beef with her. She just points out other women to just call them out.
Why? Because when a celebrity can't handle being disliked, it's always innocent people who pay. Steve Sawitz had pledged to give away $2.3 billion of his own money during his lifetime, not vague, someday donations, but $160 million already distributed, personally. He lived modestly while Hollywood blew cash on vanity, and what was his reward? A literal extortion attempt. Someone threatened to kidnap his daughter unless he paid $80,000, citing Blake Lively's lawsuit and his support of Justin Baldoni as the reason. Think about that. A man's child was threatened. A foundation supporting hundreds of charities was shut down. All because a celebrity couldn't tolerate being called unlikable, and here's the kicker, this PR chaos? It wasn't even Blake's idea. Multiple insider leaks confirm the whole counterattack, subpoenas, scare tactics, media warfare, was masterminded by none other than Ryan Reynolds. Yes, Deadpool himself decided to go full Machiavelli. Instead of de-escalating, Ryan allegedly told Blake to stop defending and start attacking. Because in his world, accountability is for peasants. He treated the scandal like a movie set, storyboards, narrative control, media distractions. And it tracks. His company, Maximum Effort, was behind the promotion of It Ends With Us, when the movie bombed spectacularly. Ryan reportedly blamed Baldoni, not the script, not Blake's behavior, not the fact that it looked like a CW pilot trying to be prestige TV. Nope. Just throw Baldoni under the bus and sue anyone who dared to notice, but that's Ryan's grand marketing. Pivot, crush the co-director and flood the internet with intimidation. He has a multi-million-dollar deal with Paramount, and clearly, the panic is setting in. Because nothing says professional partner like dragging your team into a $100 million PR dumpster fire, and those subpoenas? Not even necessary. Just a press stunt. Ryan and Blake's team sent them to creators like Andy Senior and Paris Hilton, not because they had legal evidence, but because they had opinions. That's not due process. That's a warning shot. That's celebrity fascism disguised as legal action, trying to terrify critics into silence.
The only people they could get were literal psychopaths. Like, the worst of the worst, who, like, hate me so much.
Now the whole operation is collapsing fast. Every time they try to silence a creator, 5 more show up with receipts. Every headline they try to spin? Shot down by a leaked email, a damning document, or first-hand accounts that blow the lid off their lies. The walls are closing in. Even the Hollywood Reporter, Forbes, Popcorn Planet, and yes, even the New York Times, the same outlet that once tried to whitewash Blake's image with a cringeworthy op-ed, is letting the truth leak out.
Now wants all the Justin Baldoni people to go after her. She calls out Chersty in this, and Chersty took the bait and wrote a big thing, and I messaged her. I'm like, say your piece, but don't keep engaging, because this is what she banks on. Now she's in the New York Times!
Because you can't stop the flood when everyone already knows you're faking it. Blake Lively's America's Sweetheart act is officially dead. What's left? A trail of lawsuits, manipulation, and PR chaos. She's no longer the relatable style icon or the quirky rom-com girl next door. She's the Hollywood Karen who sues anyone who doesn't applaud loud enough. And the public? Completely over it.
Where she's calling out all creators and mommy sleuths, saying that we are just recycling each other's content and making money on it and making anti-Blake Lively content.
And let's be clear, this isn't a takedown. It's exposure. Blake's brand isn't being ruined by haters, it's being buried by her own behavior, Ryan's schemes, and the avalanche of wreckage they've left behind. Every attempt at control backfires, subpoenas blow up in their faces, hit pieces fall flat, and the PR strategy? Total meltdown, and now, it's about to get worse. Her deposition is locked in for July 17th. No delays. No glamorous rebrands. No Ryan to write the script. Just Blake, under oath, facing every contradiction, every manipulation, every lie. And trust me, the popcorn's already popping even worse. The trial is set for 2027. That gives the internet 2 full years to keep uncovering lies, digging into emails, dragging her legal team, and watching this scandal spiral in real time. Because this isn't some tabloid fantasy, it's a real story writing itself, and no amount of curated Instagram posts can stop it now.